Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Did It Work? My name is Nina, and today we're doing a recipe that I've always wanted to try shrimp etouffee. And this is a recipe from, of course, Emeril Lagasse and his cookbook, Louisiana Real and Rustic. And this is coming from page 89. So let's go ahead and get started. And while we're cooking, I'm going to give you a little bit of history about the word etouffee. Let's go. So the first thing I'm going to do is get a large skillet and put some medium heat on under it. Then I'm going to get a stick and a half of butter and melt it down. Now, as this butter is melting down, I'm going to read on page 88 a little bit about etouffee. Now, in his cookbook, etouffee simply means smothered. Smothering is a term used in the South and especially in Creole and Acadian cuisine for cooking anything in its own juices and sometimes water or other liquids. Because evaporation is kept to a minimum, the flavor is enhanced and intense. You'll find the word etouffee spelled many different ways, with two F's, two E's, then again with one F, one E, sometimes with accents on the first E and on the second to the last E. It really doesn't matter. It's always pronounced the same, etouffee. Traditionalists will tell you that etouffee is not made with a roux. Once you add a roux, they say you have a stew or a frisisque. There are those who say you must add tomatoes, but then again, those who know say no tomatoes. No roux and no tomatoes. In New Orleans, however, you'll find etouffee made with both a roux and tomatoes. They're good, but they're not a true etouffee. After having tasted many renditions of this dish in New Orleans, I tasted one in St. Martinville and realized what a simple, delicious dish it is. And you can serve it with rice. So there's a little bit of history with that. And I'm sure that comes with a lot of controversy, of which I am definitely not a part of because that was just a messenger. But I thought the story was very interesting in that cookbook. So I wanted to share that and read. So I have my stick and a half of butter in here and it is melted. So I'm going to add 4 cups of chopped onions, 2 cups of bell peppers, 2 cups of celery, and saute until soft and golden brown. So this is going to take me about 10 minutes. For the bell pepper, I used a red bell pepper and I used a white onion and a red onion in mine because I like the colors. I think these colors are beautiful. But it's up to you what you want to use. All right, so I've got mine sauteed down to where I like it, and it has started to turn a nice little golden color. The onions are starting to turn colors. Everything's starting to soften up. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. So now I'm going to add my 2 teaspoons of chopped garlic, and I'm going to cook this for about 2 minutes. So that's been about 2 minutes. By the way, the smell coming off of this is amazing. Now it is time to add my shrimp. Now I have 2 pounds of shrimp that I have deveined, deshelled. It's also dehead. And I'm going to pour this in here and I've washed them. I have half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You can add more or less depending on your level of heat. And then I have 2 teaspoons of salt. And I'm going to cook these for about 4 minutes. I want my shrimp to start turning pink. All right, so my shrimp has now started to turn pink. So I'm going to move on to the next instructions in this. And again, this smells so wonderful. And I love the color of this. I really recommend you use colorful vegetables when you do this. All right, so the next step that we have is I have 2 cups of water and it wants me to dissolve my flour into my water. So here it is. I'm just stirring this up in there, getting all the lumps out of this. So if you see lumps in the water, go ahead and press those lumps to the side so they can dissolve out because I don't want any flour lumps in my etouffee. So let's pour this in. Stir this until the mixture starts to thicken. Flour is the thickening agent in this. I'm going to go ahead and taste this before this starts thickening up. Very happy with the flavor of this. Just enough cayenne pepper. I can feel it in the back of my throat, but I am good with it. I'll wait for this to thicken up just a little bit. Okay, it says slightly thickened, and this has slightly thickened. So I'm going to reduce my heat to medium low because I had it on medium to medium high already. And I'm going to simmer for 6 to 8 minutes. Okay, then the last step is just to add some parsley and green onions and stir it in. I only have parsley, I did not get green onions. Turn the fire out, and you can eat this with rice. I am going to eat mine with garlic bread, and that is a personal choice.